Welcome back, True Seeker. Before I get going, let me know if everything's coming through clearly because it's showing on my end that the connection is really bad, and that should not be. Let me know how it seems in the chat. Are we all right? All good? All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Okay. So this is just blatant, you guys. This is just blatant. Lil Durk arrested Thursday. The news breaks early this morning, Friday, October 25th, as the World Series is about to pop off with the Dodgers and Yankees. But the arrest was last night, reportedly, in Broward County, Florida, on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's death. And it's related to a murder of a young man named Sevilla Robinson. And what we're going to do in this stream is prove that this is not a coincidence at all. It's a total ritual. And we're going to look at what the Dodgers, Jackie Robinson's team, did the night of this murder, which was August 19th, 2022, to make it that much more undeniable. And you're going to see how the ritual murder was not only synced with Lil Durk in tribute to Jackie Robinson, but also synced with Quando Rondo. And these are two men who've benefited from the hip hop industry. And we know the world of entertainment is full of sacrifice. You know, LeBron made this real clear when he did that podcast with JJ Redick when he said, if you want to have a long, successful career, you got to sacrifice your loved ones. And he didn't just say it one time. JJ Redick was shocked by his answer, so he asked him again, and he said the exact same thing back. You got to sacrifice your loved ones. So this is Quando Rondo's family. And the other thing this shows is how our federal government works. And I've been educating you guys about the same things for now over 11 years about how the same thing that controls the entertainment industry is the same thing that controls the federal government, is the same thing that controls your rigged sports leagues. And if you missed last night's video on how Thursday night football, congrats to the winners, underdog LA Rams beat Minnesota days after LA beats Minnesota in the NBA on the eve of the World Series with nothing but baseball numbers. You notice the Rams dropped Minnesota to 5-2 yesterday. Of course, in Gematria, Minnesota equals 52 like they hosted Super Bowl 52. Los Angeles Rams 52. It was the 52nd anniversary of the death of Jackie Robinson. The World Series starts today where the NL's on 51 World Series wins. They're also on 68 losses, and that game yesterday, as well as this arrest, was on the day leaving 68 days left in the year. We're going to bring together where all this fits. Caskets go 6 feet deep or 8 feet long. But yeah, I mean, this is just, it's so blatant that even the most hardcore denier of what I've been presenting for 11 years should have their mind changed here. And if not, there's something severely wrong with that human being. And by the way, I just want to say that it also is a damn shame that there's not way more people in the world supporting what I'm doing. Because the thing is, when you support me, you make more money for yourself. I mean, ask anyone who's been around and been supporting for years. They take the knowledge and they use it to pad their pockets. It's a mutual benefit thing. There should be so many people supporting the work. We should have GematriaEffectNews studios in every major city in the nation based on what I've accomplished in the last 11 years. The reason that isn't so is because this populace is so inept. And that's not news to me. I've known that since I was a child. And that's why I sit here pushing every day for now over 11 years, every single day. Again, there's only one day I've taken off in the last 11 plus years since I got here. And that was the day that my house got ransacked and I had to spend the whole day picking up the pieces and then going out and getting a new laptop computer so I could do work. That was the only day I took off, the day my house got ransacked, and no doubt it was for doing this work. Okay, that said, let's get into this. And I will drop a link for anybody who'd like to add more at the end because I'm not real familiar with Lil Durk's music career. I've heard his songs and I just think they're the worst thing ever. You know, I don't know why anyone needs to listen to a Lil Durk song. There's so many good hip hop artists with a real message from the past. I don't know why you even need to turn on this trash music, this gangster shit, this kill people, this. I like rappers like Andre 3000, you know. always had a positive message. Well, except for on his first album, he changed from Southern Playalistic, but after that, he went from like stereotypical rapper on the first album to somebody with a message. Well, and then he turned into kind of, I don't know what Erykah Badu did to him, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go on with this decode. Rapper Lil Durk arrested for murder for hire in Florida. Let's just start with a real simple thing before we get to the Jackie Robinson piece. We've talked about this 1,000 times, how 38 is the rapper murder number. Our friend Jonathan has been trying to finish his book now, just like I've been trying to finish my last book, 38 special about the killing of rappers. This number comes up all the time, not just in hip-hop deaths, but especially in hip-hop deaths, but in the world of entertainment. Again, Tupac and Biggie, two of the biggest hip-hop deaths of all time, both died on 38 date numerology. Understand this practice of coding numbers into words, comes from Kabbalah. Kabbalah has a text called the Book of Formation. It says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words, and the elite play God over our lives by controlling the information we receive, the entertainment we're receiving, who's on the world stage. And they do it by this code of ABC 1, 2, 3 is every single day. It's a very simple code. It's based on the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. And here, just rapper, Florida, murder, all 38. Again, if you can see that movie poster behind me, let me drop this for a second. Can you see how the E is a 3 and the B is an 8 back there? 3, 8, 8, 3. Again, murder the big way also equals 83, the small way 38. The song Murder by Numbers came out in 83, where killing's the sport of the elected, like your feds, your government, and it's as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. And don't forget what they just did to Pete Rose in the major 83 ritual on September 30th. Don't forget what they just did to Fernando Valenzuela just the other day. Also, they saved this news for today, a date with 59 numerology the day after the arrest. We see this all the time too. The racial shaming and the racial murder of black men by the 59 code. I wrote a book about this in 2017. One of the most blatant things that's happened since I wrote that book, and there's been a lot, but was Coolio. Again, remember, Coolio died at age 59 on the 59th day of his age on 59 date numerology. And he also died on the anniversary of Stevie Wonder's Pastime Paradise, which was the sample for Gangsta's Paradise. But anyway, Slave, Negro, Rasta, Blues, they all have this gematria 59. Again, Black History Month ends on the 59th day of the year. Motown came out in 59. Stafford's winning last night from Motown, synced up with the Dodgers, synced up with Jackie Robinson, who has the 59 connection. Dodger Stadium's got the 59 connection where Jackie's jersey's up on the wall every day. Again, big time racial encoded number. The first black president, Obama, his Secret Service name was Renegade, which equals 59. A lot of parallels with him to Kamala, who won the election, the 59th election, and who had the torch passed to her at age 59. Of course, she just turned 60 this past Sunday. We'll talk about that major ritual. But the other number that always gets paired with 59 is 42. And this, again, came on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's death. Lil Durk has 181 singles right now, the 42nd prime number. We'll talk more about that. But 59 and 42. So Sevilla Robinson is the murder that he was arrested for. On Thursday, October 24th, the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's death 52 years ago. 52 years ago. Again, the NL's on 51 World Series wins. Jackie Robinson Day is the 105th day of the year, April 15th. If he were alive, he'd be 105 years old right now. The Dodgers advanced to the World Series with their 105th win of the season, and they won 10-5. Last night, Stafford in LA picked up his 105th career win, had 105 passing yards at halftime. Things we identified before the game that all made sense for this World Series ritual. And like we say, it's always a bigger picture, and as you just watch the headlines unfold, you see how it all comes together. Again, the whole world of entertainment, government, sports, ritual murder, all intersecting if you're just paying attention. So yeah, you got to ask, what are the odds that a Robinson-related murder would lead to an arrest of all days on this day? And again, we're going to go back and look at what the Dodgers did the day of his murder. But just remember, in gematria, Jackie equals 42, like slavery, like Tuskegee, like Martin, like Malcolm X, like Cosby Show, like Huxtable. Georgetown and Jesuit are on there because that's who did this. The Jesuits gave us the language and the calendar. You think about all those old gangster movies, how the Italians don't like the black guys. You think about how slaves built DC and Georgetown. You think about how all these Jesuits in high places bait with this idea of reparations only for no delivery. It's all part of a big sick joke. It's all part of playing on history, keeping people divided, mad, feeling like there is no justice. And that's because there really isn't in this world that's ran by evil, corrupt people who allow people to get away with horrible crimes. But then when their numbers up, it all comes down. You know, you don't think the feds have had the information on this murder and who was connected for all this time? But now, of all days, right before the World Series sets off in tribute to Jackie Robinson on the anniversary of his death, the arrest comes. And if you're saying, well, why Florida? Because Florida's not in the World Series. Look, the 4-base ciphers, I want you to see this. This is a rematch of the World Series from 43 years ago, right? Florida has that big 43 connection also. You see how Florida's 38 and 43? So is killing. So is RIP. We just saw the death of Fernando Valenzuela, and the 43 years after his Game 3 appearance. Remember, like Tom Brady goes down to Florida and wins the Super Bowl at 43. Yale equals 43. Remember the election of George W. Bush, the Yale Skull and Bones member. He became number 43 thanks to Florida, where his brother was the 43rd governor and their daddy was the 43rd vice president. These things aren't arbitrary. And I'll bring up another thing about Yale and Skull and Bones in this and 43 in a moment. But that's part of the reason Florida fits in here. Oh, and here's the other big 43. Robinson. Robinson's got the 43. Remember when Chadwick Boseman died on the makeshift Jackie Robinson Day? He was 42, but then they changed all the headlines to he died at 43 because it was too obvious that he died at 42 when he played Jackie Robinson in the movie titled The Number 42. And keep in mind, they moved Jackie Robinson that day that year because of COVID, and they moved it to Jack Kirby's birthday, who wrote The Black Panther. And Chadwick Boseman was the Black Panther, and he was Jackie Robinson. And Jackie Robinson in World War II was in a tank brigade called the Black Panthers. All this orchestrated history. Robinson's got that 47, like how the founder of the Black Panthers, Huey P. Newton, died at 47. And that's why Kamala spoke at the DNC in Chicago, where Lil Durk's from, on the anniversary of Huey P. Newton dying at 47, when her father, Donald J. Harris, came up with Huey P. Newton, and it was part of the startup group that became the Panthers. Again, all these things have been controlled by the Jesuits. Jesuits control the federal government. They've been orchestrating all this, controlling his storybook. And keep in mind, history is another 42 word. February is another 42 word. The N-word's another 42 word. The word bus is another 42 word. The biggest star in the world of sports, LeBron James, is another 42. Muhammad Ali, there's a lot more 42s. But again, Lil Durk's on 181 singles right now. I got to admit, even though his music is trash, he's producing a lot of songs. He's working hard. And remember, like how when they took out Aretha by the Numbers from Detroit on the 42nd Parallel, they took her out after her 42nd album. But Black History, 181, the 42nd prime number. 181, the 42nd prime. Here, Jackie's, look at me. It's like February's 42, like Jackie, right? And Jackie died at 53. So you got to know your base ciphers. You see how Black History is also 53. You see the 73, like Los Angeles Dodgers. Again, you got to know the 4 base ciphers to see how all of the rituals come together. And I almost forgot, Los Angeles Dodgers is also 181, as Lil Durk goes down with 181 singles in the Jackie Robinson ritual. The phrase murder for hire, which is all over this, 76, just like Jack Robinson. And remember, the feds recognized Black History Month in 1976. The first black president, Barack Obama, 76. His Secret Service name, Renegade, 5976. OJ dies at 76, 59 days after the Super Bowl, and a tribute to Ephesians 6, where the verses 5 through 9 are slaves, obey your masters. And master is 76. And OJ's announced dead during the Masters, the San Francisco native. And then week 6, like Ephesians 6, was all about OJ, with the Niners getting their 666th franchise win, winning their 6th straight over the Seahawks in the land of the Beastquake. And then home teams that week go 4-10 as the Bills get the last win on the road making home teams 4-10, just like the day OJ died, 4-10, April 10th, and then announced dead as the Masters teed off. Same stuff over and over, same codes over and over. Obama, Barack Obama, 76, infamous verse in the Bible from the 44th book, like he was number 44 years after the Civil Rights Act. Acts 7:6, about 400 years of slavery. His movie put out, Leave the World Behind by the Numbers. 76 is all over the movies. Major cell phone outage, 76 days after it comes out, when that's what that movie's about. First the cell phones go out, then the power goes out. None of this stuff's organic. It's the cabal. It's the Jesuits who gave you the language and the calendar and the his storybook as you know it. All right, now notice Lil Durk has that 87 and 102, like slavery has that 87 and 102. Remember, Black History Month was recognized by the feds in 76 on February 10th. The majority of the world writes that date 10/2. When did Obama announce he was running for president to become the nation's first black president? He announced on the 31st anniversary of that day, February 10th, 2007. The 31st, when Obama is also 31, which is the 11th prime, and black equals 11. You know, we're going to talk about how Quando Rondo was 29 when his cousin was killed. We're going to talk about where 34 fits in with this last night, too, about black history and the Rams becoming 3-4 right after Valenzuela dies, number 34. Now, the cousin of Quando Rondo who was killed, his name equals 24, the reflection of 42. Jackie Robinson's son died at 24 in a car crash by the numbers. It is 2024 when the arrest comes. The big way his name equals 78, like Jesuit, like Scottish Rite, and this arrest came on 78 date numerology, 10 plus 24 plus 20 plus 24. Remember, Jesuit is 78, like Scottish Rite, and the Jesuits wrote the rites of the Scottish Rite. This nation's federal city is the Jesuit Masonic City. Federal marshals made the arrest yesterday in Florida. So, again, he was killed on a Friday. Here we are on a Friday all these years later, the day of the arrest, August 19th. So I wanted to go back and look at what the Dodgers did that day. And I said, well, look at that. The Dodgers beat Florida that day. And you see how the Marlins stayed on 52 wins? This arrest comes as the upset happens in the NFL. And the ESPN, they're more than talking about how shocking the upset was. No, it's not. Minnesota 52, Los Angeles Rams 52, and a tribute to Jackie Robinson, who died 52 years ago. Again, Stafford gets his 105th win. Jackie'd be 105 years old. Again, Dodgers sitting on 105 wins as they enter the World Series. Won the last game 10-5. All scripts, all together. Last night, home teams became 54 and 54 in this NFL season. Baseball 54. The first game of week 8 in 24. Think of Kobe, right? In LA. Kobe, number 8 and 24. Kobe being Bryant dead the Sunday before Super Bowl 54, whose name's also 54, who's also 81, like his career high 81 in his 666 game. 54 and 81, like Mark of the Beast. Kobe with the 666 workout. Again, with the 81 points in his 666 game. All these things connected. This World Series is a rematch of 1981 from 43 years ago. When's the first time these teams played in the World Series, Yankees and Dodgers? It was 41. 41. Kobe Bryant also 41. Isn't it interesting? Yankees won that series 4-1 over the Dodgers, who eventually moved to LA, the land of 41 and 13, like Kobe did at 41 on the Pope's 41st day of his age. His daughter did at 13. 41's the 13th prime. LeBron wins the finals on Father-Daughter Day, exactly 41 weeks after his own birthday. And the only reason they won on Father-Daughter Day is because of the whole COVID thing, which was simulated by the Jesuits before it even happened. Event 201. It moved the whole season, just like it moved Jackie Robinson Day and lined up all these perfect rituals. Now, look, the Dodgers won 2-1, just like they won on Jackie. They won 2-1 on a David Peralta game winner, whose name equals, look at this, you guys. Look at this. Jack Robinson, 76, right? Jackie Robinson Day, 76. Dodger Stadium has the 59 and 76, like Slave, right? Where Jackie Robinson's always on display. You go back and look 2 years ago, David Peralta, let me make sure I can spell his name right. he knocked in the game winner for the Dodgers to come back and win 2-1 on Jackie Robinson Day. And we knew it was Lock City, but just same type of stuff. You see the 50 and 76, just like Jack Robinson, David Peralta. Anyway, on the day of this murder, the Dodgers just happened to beat the Florida team 2-1. Jackie salute. Jackie 21. Look at what the Marlins record came. We just talked about them staying on 52 wins, and now these things happening. The arrest on the 52nd anniversary of his death. And by the way, you guys, Jackie died in 72. Jesuit order equals 54 and 72. The arrest comes 54 days before the Pope's birthday as the NFL home teams become 54 and 54 for the year. And just for the record, guys, Major League's 108 double stitches on a baseball. Yesterday's game where the Dodgers beat Minnesota. Again, LA and Minnesota got that connection through the Lakers. Lakers just beat Minnesota 2 days earlier with 213 points in the game. The LA area code 213. Last night was Stafford's 213th regular season game. Again, he has the connection to Motown on the 42nd parallel. Stafford came from Detroit. He wins the Super Bowl for LA in their own stadium on 213. Eminem, the white rapper from Detroit's performing at the game. All this stuff connected. But anyway, last night's game, 108th game of the season, 108 days before the Super Bowl in New Orleans, which is going to be about Joe Montana again, where he won his 4th Super Bowl. You know who can win number 4 this year, just like the Rams used to be in Missouri, who's still there. But again, they make 108 game balls for the Super Bowl, and that's not arbitrary. It's because the shape of the football is the Vesica Pisces, the most important shape in sacred geometry. All these things connected. The language, gematria, which means geometry and language. The occult, the cabal, things they know that most people don't. 11 straight years of educating. You'd think in the age of these things where everyone's got one in their pocket and can text and share information in a second, you would think the whole world would know by now. I mean, I don't even know how many videos I produced at this point because of how many times my channel's been deleted. 11 years, 365 days. I probably averaged 3 videos a day. I mean, there's been a lot, you guys. I mean, I feel like the whole world should know at this point. But anyhow, look how the Marlins got the 67th loss the day this Robinson was killed. Sevilla Robinson, his name is 67, like blood sacrifice, like human sacrifice. Remember, soul, S-O-U-L is 67. Selling your soul for fame and gain. And then all these deaths in these industries. Satanic is 67. We see this all the time, the 67. So you just got to say, what are the odds of these things? The Dodgers stayed on 36 losses, 666, the 36 triangular number. Big number with the Dodgers is 36. Dodgers 72 as well, like the year Jackie died. Broward, the county that Lil Durk's arrested in Florida. You see how Broward's 81, like how this is a rematch of the 81 World Series? I just covered the 36 piece. 108, I just covered that as well. Major League 108 double stitches on a baseball. Lil Durk's from Chicago, who broke the 108-year drought in the 112th World Series. We guaranteed that one in spring training. Had the Dodgers in spring training this year. And 45. Let me write out Major League again. 108 and 45. 45 is the 9th triangular number. Baseball's a game of 9s, 9 innings. Matt Stafford with the symbolic win last night, number 9. His team gets to 3 and 4, like 34, the 9th Fibonacci number. Black 34. Fernando Valenzuela dead just days before. Remember, hold on. His last name is hard for me to spell. Let me get it right. They announced him dead as the 79th NBA season was opening up the same day as LeBron was staying on 79 losses at home with the Lakers, but his name's 79, right? 79. Murder 79. Here, let me see if you can pick it up. Can you see how on that poster behind me, the numbers around Murder by Numbers, the orange numbers count down? On the top is the orange 7 and below is the orange 9. Can you see that? 7 and 9. And the 8 and 3 in the words. Again, murder. Murder. 79-83. 34-38. Like rapper. Like what just happened to old Fernando. But yeah, LeBron Raymond James. Again, also 79. He picked up his 205th win to open the season, stayed on 79 losses for the 79 season. You got the Griffeys in attendance, the last father-son duo in pro sports. They represented LA, who won the championship in 79. They're now the Thunder, who upset the Nuggets last night. That's the other big story today. Ooh, that Thunder team looks really good. Nothing but scripts, you guys. That big skinny toothpick from Washington State. Gonzaga, the Jesuit school. So, and again, just about the Dodgers beating the Miami Marlins, who used to be called the Florida Marlins. Just see how Miami Marlins is 131 like Jack Robinson. His birthday's January 31st. You might recall they killed the Black Eagle this year on his birthday. Here, let me pull that post up real quick about the Black Eagle. Radio show personality for many years, dead on Jackie's birthday. We called the network. They never got back to us. Talked about him being dead on the 105th birthday of Jackie Robinson. This is one of the reasons in spring training we said they were syncing the season up with all kinds of things, especially Steve Garvey. But one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the year, why it could be the Dodgers' year again, Joe Madison is who the Black Eagle is. So you see this one of the sacrifices for this rigged season. And, you know, I used to call Sirius XM and get on a lot of the shows on Urban Talk. If you know Urban Talk, it's the Black Network. They're the only network that would ever let me on. I called a number of shows on Urban Talk. The only one that would never let me speak about Gematria was Joe Madison's show. And he was the most powerful show on the network, too. He was the one that got interviews with the president and stuff. But this is the only show that would never, every show I ever called into let me go on, except for Joe Madison. Not like as a guest, but just as a caller. Only show that would never take my call was Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. And it's too bad because imagine had he shared this information with his listenership, they would have understand what really happened to him. And now you just see how, again, just how perfect it all is. How all of this stuff is so connected. Joe Madison, 105 and 42. Black Eagle, 59. Just same stuff over and over, right? He'd understand why they were calling him the Black Eagle. Urban View, for the record, 56 like Black Lives Matter, like Society of Jesus, like Obama, the first black president in the 56 election. Kamala takes the White House at 56. Black Lives Matter painted on Church Street in D.C. on the 5th day of the 6th month, on and on and on. He was 74, another fateful pattern. Talk about that one a lot with dead rappers too. But yeah, you see how Miami Marlins and Jack Robinson, 131, also 193 in reverse. That's the 44th prime, like kill, like execution, like shooting, like how Pete Rose had the 44-game hit streak that ended in Atlanta, and Pete Rose dies the last day of the regular season where the last game was in Atlanta. 193 days after the gambling story about Shohei Ohtani broke when Shohei Ohtani equals 193. And right when that news broke, we predicted that Pete Rose would die at 83. And we talked about how the whole season was synced with Steve Garvey, who's expected to become senator. And he died 83 days before Steve Garvey's birthday, when there's the song Murder by Numbers, where killings as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. And it's the sport of the elected. Election 83, murder 83. The first image that ESPN put out when Pete Rose died. Pete Rose died on 83 date numerology as well. 9 plus 30 plus 20 plus 24, 83. September 30th. Same day they took out Dikembe Mutombo by the numbers. Remember, Dikembe Mutombo. Dead at 58, right before the Nuggets' 58th season. His wife was Rose, who was in the news. He died on the same day as Pete Rose. Dikembe died exactly 68 weeks after Denver won the championship. And then they opened their season with a death to the Thunder on the day, leaving 68 days left in the year. But again, that's how they do it. Exactly 68 weeks after Denver won the finals, Mutombo died. Championship 68 and 58. Denver 68. Let me rewind to that championship. You see the 131 and 193? 131 and 193. How all these things are connected, how they're all part of one big, long, ongoing ritual. Again, proving the point that all of these seasons are scripted together and they tell a story. Just like when Mahomes became a starter in the NFL, the Kansas City Royals that first year that he was a starter went 58 and 104. Then he wins Super Bowl 58 in the 104th season where they had to make Taylor Allison Swift a big part of the season, you know? And then the media had to say, online conspiracy theorists think the NFL is rigging Chiefs games with Taylor Swift. Yeah, we know they were. Swift's also 58. Just like Bush is 58. And when the Nuggets won the finals, they won it on George Herbert Walker Bush's birthday anniversary, only for Dikembe to die in a 58 ritual exactly 68 weeks later. And let's not forget that Bush got elevated at the CIA in 68, the same year his son graduated from Yale Skull and Bones. Modeled after the Templars who served the church, and that's why the Templar cross in the middle of the Jesuit Order's logo. But look at this, you guys. From Lil Durk's birthday to the day of that murder, August 19th, was the 305th day of his age. Jackie Robinson's full name is Jack Roosevelt Robinson, 305. 305 is the same digits, key digits 3 and 5 like Thursday. Thursday's 35. Spider and Svengali are 35. The spider is the symbol of Svengali. Svengali is the evil hidden hand in the entertainment industry. And the reason it's a spider for a symbol is because spiders make webs. And what Svengali does is make a web of deceit, a web of connected evil rituals in the entertainment world, like what I'm showing you right now. 35 Thursday. Yesterday, the Vikings picked up their 35th road loss versus the NFC West. One of the reasons that we favored the Rams. Quando Rondo. It was his cousin who died. From his March 23rd birthday to the death was 149 days, the 35th prime. A lot of 35 and rap-related deaths as well. Rap 35. 149 is interesting because Skull and Bones is 149. Again, that powerful order out of Yale, where the president was. Remember? When the election, when 9/11 happened, he was down there. When he won the 43rd presidency, it was because Florida changed the outcome when his brother was the 43rd governor. And again, their daddy was the 43rd vice president. Florida 43 like Yale. Remember, Brady had the GOAT ritual, winning the Super Bowl after going down to Florida. And then there were the killings in the Goatville neighborhood at Yale right before. Still to this day, unsolved mysteries. Remember, GOAT's 43, greatest of all time, is 188. And when Brady won Super Bowl 55 over Mahomes, it was 188 days after his 43rd birthday. And remember who died right after that was DMX. DMX is on the song with LL Cool J, where LL Cool J ends it saying greatest of all time in regards to himself, which is a total laughable statement. No, you're not. You're not even in the top 50. But he might be an originator and pioneer in part of hip-hop culture because he's part of the 80s. But, I mean, in terms of, like, lyrical talent and meaningful things, I'm sorry. Not even top 50. But, again, you think about it. What's LL's channel on Sirius XM? It's channel 43. And that song where he says greatest of all time, that song is 4321. And DMX is on that song. And they reported that DMX was like a vegetable on April 3rd, 21, not long after the Super Bowl with the GOAT ritual, where there was a lot of GOAT stuff going on. I forgot about some of the other ones, but there was all kinds of GOAT stuff going on back then. That was one of them. And again, they reported that he was like a vegetable. Vegetable equals 79, like murder, like LL Cool J. And that ritual was 79 days after LL Cool J's birthday that headline broke. And then remember, he died 6 days later. DMX stands for Dark Man X. Died on April 9th, 49. Dark Man X, 49. It was on Lil Nas X's birthday. And he just done that show, the Battle Show with Snoop Dogg, who lives on and hangs out with Martha Stewart. And he's like Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, smokeless cooker. And Snoop Dogg took over the world after he sat. And let's not forget, Snoop Dogg's mom. You see how Snoop Dogg's 112 like Super Bowl? Remember, his mom died 112 days before the Super Bowl he performed in, that Stafford won after coming over from Detroit Motown on 213 in LA. And then he put out that album Murder Music, which is a perfect overlap with Jesuit Order in every cipher. Murder Music, Jesuit Order. Yesterday, again, the NFL home team's now 54 and 54 in the Jesuit salute, the baseball salute, 54 days before the Pope's birthday. While Lil Durk's getting arrested, while Diddy is getting smashed by the same Jesuit prosecutor that took down R. Kelly at 54. When we told you months, way before Diddy turned 54, we said he will go down at 54, and the same type of thing that happened to R. Kelly. You know, you learn these numbers and what they mean. Again, Diddy's born on November 4th, the same day They Live came out, and They Live's about this hidden code and who runs the world in They Live? Cable 54. What's the Jesuit Order's headquarters? The Church of the Jesu, Building 54. Jesu spelled with a G. Jay-Z 54 right now, and the rumor is he's next. Again, a lot of people heard Jay-Z for the first time on Diddy's album No Way Out. Speaking of 35 and Svengali, look at No Way Out, 35, you know? If you missed all the coverage you've been doing on Diddy, you better go back and watch it. You've probably been wasting your time watching all these fake YouTubers with big views who don't know what they're talking about. They didn't call Diddy's demise at 54. We were all on it. We've been all over it from day one. Arrested 49 days before his birthday. He was a bad boy. Synced up with Kamala Harris, the 49th VP, who's running against another bad boy with legal problems in New York. They both went to Howard. All this stuff's nothing but a joke. All Diddy's problems have been on Denzel Washington's birthday. Diddy's father worked for Frank Lucas, who died while Denzel was 54. Denzel, Jesuit educated at Fordham. All right, for Quando Rondo, his birth name is Tyquan Bowman. 58 and 68, just like Dikembe Mutombo, right? The arrest comes on the day leaving 68 days left in the year, on a date with a lesser numerology of 58. Same day the Denver Nuggets opened their season after Dikembe's death. These things aren't an accident. The Nuggets' 58th season ends with an L to the team that used to be the Sonics that won the championship in 79. 68 days left in the year. Caskets go 6 feet deep or 8 feet long. AL on 68 wins in the World Series. NL on 51. Dodgers pull off the 52 ritual last night on the 52nd anniversary of Jackie's death. And just to throw out a prayer for all you Yankees fans, the one thing that's there for the Yankees is if they won the World Series, they'd have 105 wins. But Jackie never played for the Yankees. So he did play in New York, though. He did play in Brooklyn. But the Yankees are in the Bronx. So I gotta send some hope out there for the Yankees fans, because my dad's going to be depressed if they don't win the World Series. So I'll have to be over there to cheer him up, it looks like. But anyway, yeah, there was almost no article to this either. There was almost no article to this story. But here, we got the article. We got the reporting. You have all these news networks that are supposedly looking for the top story, the inside scoop. They want to hire the best investigative journalists to get the information out to the public. Ask yourself, how come I haven't been offered any big high salary contracts or speaking opportunities for any of these news networks? I don't even need a teleprompter. I do all my own research and presentations, and it's better than anything that's ever been on the news in the last 11 years. Day after day. How can it be? Oh, by the way, let me hit you with one more. Did you see how that was the Dodgers' 118th game? The night of the Cousins murder, the Robinson, with now the arrest on Jackie Robinson's death anniversary. 118th game. How many times have I taught you guys about 118 in LA and 118 in death? Remember, Tupac, he died on a date with 38 and 118 date numerology. And death is 38 in the most simple cipher. What's known as Jewish gematria, which Derek renamed Latin on his calculator. It's still the same cipher, just renamed it. Death is 118. And again, LA has 3 connections to the number 118. Its establishment date is September 4th, the day leaving 118 days left in the year. It's on the 118th meridian west. And Los Angeles, California is also 118. So Tupac claiming LA at the end of his life, even though he's an East Coast guy, dies in the 118 ritual. Again, a lot of death in 118 over the years. But yeah, that was the night of the Dodgers' 118th game as well. Again, Marlins stayed on 52, now on the 52nd anniversary of Jackie's death. The murder of Robinson leads back to Lil Durk. Lil Durk, a rapper who raps about how many bodies he's connected to. So again, it's like you sit here and listen to this and you're like, well, if you're like literally bragging about bodies connected to you, how come you're not in prison? But now you see why. It's because this same federal system that I mean, it might sound crazy, guys, but it seems pretty obvious to me that the federal government. Here, let me rewind to what I'm trying to say. Remember how Netflix put out a movie earlier this year, The Killer, and he begins by reciting stuff about Aleister Crowley. Most of them didn't catch that because he's like, I can't remember who said that, but it's all Aleister Crowley stuff that he's talking about. Aleister Crowley, famous occultist who was into this whole letters and numbers thing. But that movie, The Killer, it's about an assassin, right? Hollywood's put out a lot of movies about assassins and, movies about assassins that work for politicians and people in high places. seems pretty obvious to me that based on all the ritualistic killing connected to federal ritual, connected to major sports ritual, when you can see the same things are controlled and all this, it's obvious that these people have murder for hire, you know, murder for hire individuals on the payroll. And I don't think it's Lil Durk, or maybe Lil Durk is one of them. Maybe some of them get to go out and be the gangster rappers too, or the LeBron Jameses, because there are so many bodies connected to LeBron James. Wouldn't it be crazy if you found out about all the years LeBron was doing some of his own dirt too? I mean, seriously, like a guy like LeBron, why not? I mean, he's a big, strong man. He'd be taking out all kinds of people. I don't want to fight LeBron. He's got, how tall is LeBron? He's got close to a foot on me. I'm 5'10". Probably got 100 pounds too. But hey, that's why we got the Second Amendment. Murder for hire, dude who's a foot taller than you's coming at you. Well, I'm glad I got this thing right here. You know, those things should only be used for protection, not for killing and clout. And a lot of people need to learn that. If you're using that weapon to kill somebody and you're the aggressor, you're definitely in the fall. If you're defending yourself, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, just again to remind you how wicked all this stuff is. You know, last night, that coming into the games, the Vikings are 5-1, the Rams are 2-4, and they're literally showing you this image right after Robinson scores in the game. Robinson paid about 10-1 last night to score a touchdown. Man, 2-1 was a huge. I didn't even think about him scoring 2 touchdowns, but we liked him to score 1 in the Jackie Robinson salute. And look at what the records became: 5-2 and 3-4, right? 5-2 and 3-4. But last night, right after Robinson scored, they go and they talk about the death of Fernando Valenzuela in the World Series. They hadn't talked about it all night. But as soon as Robinson scored, they had to bring it up on the 52nd death anniversary of Jackie. And again, they're putting this image again on the screen. This is the image they put out when he died that was everywhere. They put it up on the screen again last night. Nobody's seeing what's going on right in front of their face. Minnesota, 5-2, who hosts the Super Bowl 52. Minnesota with the LA connection through the Lakers. Lakers used to be in Minneapolis. You know? Again, the only question I have right now is this going to Game 6, which is his birthday, or is it going to Game 7, where it would end up being a 4-3, 3-4 series, which is also 120 days after Ohtani's birthday in the 120th World Series. Again, it's a rematch of 43 years ago. So if you have a 3-4, 4-3 series, I mean, that could make just as much sense as it ending on his birthday. And those things can be tough to determine. But last year, we liked it to be a 5-game series for the 119th World Series to end on the 119th day of George W. Bush's age, just like we called Rangers in the World Series after Game 1 in the ritual they synced up with George W. Bush, who used to run the team with 50-1 odds. Power of the knowledge. And by the way, you guys, I mean, Ohtani this year became the first 50-50 club guy. And don't forget, you guys, the day he did that was the day about the same day the news broke about the politician named Robinson in the Carolinas, how being dug up that 14 years ago when he was 42, posted on a porn website that he was a black Nazi. And I forget what it was about black Nazi. Yeah, 34 like black. And it also had that 56, like Hitler died at 56. Black Lives Matter, 56. Adolf Hitler, if you didn't know, is 56. And the history book says he committed suicide and his body was never found. And again, that's what's wrong with this world. That the authorities can tell you something like that and print it in a book and you can learn it in school and you can remember to circle it on the test and get an A in the class. Oh, yeah, I remember the answer. Yeah, he committed suicide and his body wasn't found. That's the right answer. The other one was he was committed suicide and his body was found. That's the wrong answer. The right answer is he committed suicide and his body was never found. But is that a right answer? That's an answer that doesn't even make any sense. You get to pass the class for circling that, but that doesn't make any sense. So what's right is what the authorities told you that you remembered in the book that makes no sense. And that's how this whole world is. People believe in shit that doesn't make any sense. All right. Shout out to the donors. People who can't convey this message are people of whom I want no part. Yeah, I know, and that's the problem because it's almost everybody. Thank you, though. I appreciate the generosity. Paula the Kitchen Witch, always gifting the memberships. Thank you again, Paula. Open up. Durk has recently tried to change his ways by converting to Islam and changing his name to Mustafa Abdel Malik, probably another part of the ritual, just like Muhammad Ali was a part of the ritual. Again, you look at all these men who changed their names, from Martin Luther King Jr. to Malcolm X. all ended up encoding the racial 42. I didn't know about this, so let me check. Let me check. Mustafa. See, and he tries to become a better man, and then that's when they arrest him too. That's part of the narrative too. Somebody's going to interpret that as, see what happens when you give up the gangsta ways? Then the feds come in and snatch your ass because you got soft. That's going to be how somebody else interprets it. Mustafa Abdel Malik. Let's see. Let's see. When did I got to see when he changed the name. I see a headline from September 1st. If that was the day, you guys, here's why that's comical. The lesser date numerology was 34, right? Black's 34, but the full date numerology was 54. And you see how terrorism is 54? Again, he changed to a Muslim name, right? They blame 9/11 on Muslims. Osama bin Laden, who the whole thing was blamed on, was killed reportedly, according to his storybook, on his 54th day of being 54 years old. And terrorism's 54, so is Islam. So if 9/1/2024 is the day he changed his name, 9 plus 1 plus 20 plus 24 is 54. And that also means that he would have been arrested on the 54th day of his age. 54 days before the Pope's birthday. I mean, come on, man. Look at this. Look at this. 54th day as the NFL becomes 54 and 54 in home teams, because baseball's 54, like Kobe being Bryant, like Jesuit order, like 54 days before the Jesuit Pope's birthday. I mean, come on. See how it's all connected? You see how it's all connected? All scripts running through the Pope? And what did Andre 3000 say? Again, Andre 3000 said what? He said the Pope and his folks have us under a scope. Yeah, that's what he said. That's why I will often argue that he is the greatest rapper of all time. He's not the greatest storyteller like Nas, even though he is on the song The Art of Storytelling. And Nas has one of the most meaningful lyrics too, because he said, who made up words and who made up numbers, and what kind of spell is mankind under? Why doesn't Nas collaborate with us? Where is Andre 3000? I wish these guys would come out and speak, because then everybody would care. If those guys came out one day and did one video I did, the whole world would know about it. They'd be like, oh shit, did you hear what Nas and Andre? Because everyone just needs to hear from a celebrity. Oh my God. This is posted September 1st, so I think that is right. This is posted on September 1st. And now you see how it is. Come on, man. Oh my God. Look. Can you guys see that it equals 42? Muhammad Ali, 42. Martin, not his birth name, it was Michael, 42. I mean, come on, man. That long-ass name equals 42. And you see the 159 as well? Black man 159. I still remember it when it was September 15th in St. Louis, not long after the Michael Brown thing. Remember, Ferguson's 42 like Missouri. But it was September 15th, and CNN's headline for the day was Protest of Police Killing Black Man on 15/9. and you see how Black man is 159? Look at New Testament, 159 and 42. And how's the New Testament begin? With the 42 generations to Jesus. And where's the one physical description of Jesus in the Bible? In Revelation 1. And it describes a man with dark skin and hair like wool. Somebody's getting mad and said it said white like wool. Yeah, it did. Okay. You can think that the dark skin and the white like wool description has nothing to do with somebody of a darker complexion. I mean, you can keep thinking it's white Jesus, modeled after Caesar Borgia, the son of a pope. And remember, Tupac died on Caesar Borgia's birthday. And then the albums rushed out Machiavelli with him on the cross like Jesus. Machiavelli wrote The Prince based on Caesar Borgia. And then when Tupac's mom died years later, it was announced on the real Machiavelli's birthday, May 3rd. She did die May 2nd, but nobody heard the news on May 2nd. The news broke on May 3rd, like 5-3, like Machiavelli came out 53 days after Tupac's death. And that alias, Machiavelli 74, like rapper, like Jesus, like killing, like cross, like Messiah, like gospel, like parables, which is what Jesus spoke in, which are riddles, which is what these people lay down every day. Roman 74, Holy Roman Empire 74, Tupac 74, 3 of the first 5 presidents dead on 7/4, the 74th day of the year to remember the killing of Caesar by stabbing, which is another 74. And in London, they took away the guns, and now they got the stabbing problems. And London's where the English comes from, and thus the word gematria, and gematria, the killing name, and yada, yada, yada. But yeah, great assist. Open up. And like I said, you guys, open up. He hasn't been here a long time, but I wish I had a billion more open ups, because he helps in a major way. And then on top of that, he's super generous. I've asked him to stop donating. He keeps donating. But yeah, again, it's like, why aren't there more open ups in the world? Like, what's wrong with people? I turn on some fruity guy, doing his little fruity shoulder shakes and his little fruity fingers. He's like, oh yeah, Diddy's going down. Oh yeah, Diddy's going down. Oh yeah. That's his stream. And it's like $100 super chat, 50, 20, 20, 40, 200, 50. How I look? Am I looking handsome today? Huh? Am I looking so handsome? Huh? Diddy going down? Huh? It's like, what the fuck kind of world is this? It makes me sick, man. It makes me sick, all these whack-ass YouTubers. I'm about to recreate myself as Gematria. You guys think I'm joking. I'm coming back as Gematria. Donald Trump, let's vote for Trump. I want some of that Trump nutsack. Donald Trump! Gematria! No, it's sad, man. It's sad that this is the world we live in. You said don't do it. I'm about to do it. I'm about to do it. Here's what I want to see happen if you guys don't want me to come back as Gematria. Because I don't see any other way to build this movement. I've been watching it. I've been watching how it works. Get on here all fruity, paint your fingernails, work on your shoulder shake. Oh, yeah. No, we got to build this movement. Here's the way I look at it right now. There should be mad resources here for what we do. Again, we've helped a lot of people change their lives, make a lot of money, break out of the matrix. If you're not doing those things, you're not using the knowledge. You're wasting your own time even watching the videos. You're just wasting your own time if you're just taking it in and doing nothing with it. Unused knowledge is a waste. There should be so much support for this work. Everything I said I wanted to do when I first monetized it back in 2018 should have been accomplished a long time ago. Here's the way I see it right now. 3 good men in this community are all hurting in a big way. RPM Trey Vietnam seemingly got fired by the numbers for being a black man at an aerospace type of place. He just got fired out of no reason. Everybody's shocked. And what day did they fire him on? They fired him on October 2nd, just out of nowhere, in the middle of the week. Just called him in and fired him. And, he's got a family to feed. Had a good job, and now he doesn't. He fired him on 10/2 just out of nowhere. Jonathan is going through a tough time right now. He's been having family issues, and I feel bad for that too. Jonathan, who's trying to finish the 38 special book. We got Jay with open eyes with all this talent, but has all kinds of health problems. There's a lot of other good people in this community too. But again, if resources came in, like I said, we could just give all these guys a job, pick them up, help them get money, help them get back on their feet. Jonathan could be finishing his book 38 special, helping change the world that way. I'm realizing that RPM Trey has awesome video editing skills. So, again, we get more resources. We can have RPM Trey making better videos for us. Chopping up a video like this and turning it into something with some nice music and editing, the type of thing that most people need. They need that. They need that music in the background. They need that eye candy. We need that. So if Trey can be rewarded for his time using his video editing skills, maybe it's a blessing that he got fired. And Jay's super talented too. Yeah, RPM, Trey, and Jay both rap. They can make music and help. And there's other people in the community too. There's other people out there who can be like, I need the job also. I know a lot of people need the job. There should be way more resources coming in. I'm seeing all these YouTubers getting paid so crazy for their whack ass streams where they provide zero information. They help nobody out in any way. They didn't bring anything real to the table. You know, they shook their shoulders and said, Diddy's going down, and just watched $1,000 rolling in 10 minutes. It's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, did you guys just see the presentation I just gave you guys? Did you guys just see the presentation, the level of research, understanding, the undeniability? The problem is that so many people are so fucking dumb that they're like, I can't follow. I can't follow the gay guy vibing out, though. I kind of like that. I can follow the gay guy vibing out, doing his fingers. I can do that too. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Maybe I'll let him fuck me in the ass. You know, government and media fucking me in the ass. Maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll make a YouTube. It's just. Yeah, exactly. I seen it too. These guys doing just covering the news like they're the weathermen on YouTube. It's like why is anyone even watching this? Why is there 100,000 people for a YouTuber? I've seen the same shit. A guy just reporting what's on the news. 100,000 people in the stream as he covers the same news coverage of the hurricane. Here we are, like forecasting it again, telling you exactly what's going to happen this year with hurricanes before anybody, being dead on the money again. And doing the dopest streams ever, showing you that weather warfare is a real thing, calling a congressman's office and dropping nothing but truth bombs and blowing the secretary's mind. And what did we raise on that stream? We probably raised $2. Probably raised $2 in 2 hours. Typical rate of flow. I mean, how's it even possible, you guys? How can a gay man get on and say nothing and shake his fruity fingers and make $1,000 in 10 minutes? And here I have been for an hour, another undeniable stream that should blow the top off everybody's head. And what did we raise? We raised $13 before the YouTube 30% cut. And again, I'm going to have 3 trolls making videos today about why you shouldn't support what I'm doing and how I'm not helping accomplish what I said I wanted to do in 2018. When meanwhile, I have put a lot of money into the website that almost nobody uses, which in hindsight must have been a mistake, based on how low the traffic is on there. Again, a place where you could have shared content, did posts, not had to fear censorship, could have organized a network within your people in your community. That was the one thing that I could afford to put a decent amount of money into to try and unite and network and build up more people, but almost nobody wanted to do that. And see, I think that's the real problem at the end of the day. Nobody really wants to do anything at the end of the day. They just want to be entertained. They want to watch YouTubers. They want to suck in information, but they don't want to do shit. They don't want to support somebody and help them build them up. They don't want to do shit. Entertainment. So that's why I might as well turn this into Gematria and work on all my fruitcake moves and make in a way, like it'll still be educational. You guys think I'm joking, but I might seriously try it out. I mean, it's desperation time in 2024. I told you how bad it was going to get in 2013. We're well on that path. We're deep in the game. And nothing that I envisioned has been accomplished. Zip, zero, nada. And for all the haters out there that'll make videos like, well, look what Zach's doing behind the scenes to build his own wealth using his dad and his wife. Yeah, the reason that we're doing that behind the scenes is because the writing's on the wall that you can only put out information online for so much longer before you're all the way cut off and you have no way to raise revenue at all. Okay? Being smart and seeing what's on. Did you just see John Kerry at the World Economic Forum? John Kerry just said at the World Economic Forum, everybody like me needs to be 1,000,000% cut off. And you have other politicians saying people like me need to be in prison. I will never stop, but the powers that be can continue to destroy what I've been doing more and more. Again, who knows? We might have accomplished all the goals had we not gotten caught off. Had we continued to grow at the rate we did in 2016 and 2017, at that rate, we'd have like 10 million subs by now. We might be making it happen, but all that censorship did happen. 20-some channel deletions did happen. The new algorithm happened where you can't get any views. I am using a Twitter right now. I sold out and paid the $3 a month for Twitter so I can stream on there. We do have 1,500 people between the three platforms I'm streaming on, but that's still not that great. 1,500 on three platforms, that's not that great. That's not that great. And I'd say for all 1,500 people out there, can you pledge $1 a month? Can you pledge more than $1 a month? Can you pledge $5 a month? If we had 15, I'm sure some of you guys do support the work, but for all you new people that don't, wouldn't you like to see me hire RPM Trey, Jonathan? Wouldn't you like to see us in the studio? Wouldn't you like to see greater work? Wouldn't you like to see Jonathan finish his book? I could finish my damn book. Part of the reason I can't finish my book is because I can't keep up with everything going on. And, well, I don't want to make excuses. I've finished books in the past and kept up with shit, but this 201 book, I want to be a masterpiece, and there's just been more coming, and I advanced the work, and then I realized I got to rewrite the book. But anyway, if there are more people helping out, more real collaborators, people worthy of being hired, there are other good decoders in the community. Like I can name other people, but I don't like it's like one guy just did a sensational headline about the Pete Rose decode, and I actually got excited. I was like, oh man, maybe this is gonna be a good one. And then I click on it, and he opens up by comparing Pete Rose's death to an obscure video game player from a decade ago. And I just thought, oh my God. Oh my God. This was your amazing decode? To connect Pete Rose to an obscure video game player from way back whenever? I mean, what? What? I mean, just stop. Just shut down your channel and stop embarrassing us. There's only two people who've been allowed to pass the 100,000 sub threshold. You know, I've had 3 channels deleted on the verge of 100,000. Gematria Effect Sports was about to get to 100,000. It was at 95, and then just 6,000 subs disappeared overnight, and it's been stuck on 89,000 for now almost 2 years. In March, it'll have been stuck on 89,000 subs for 2 years. Doesn't that seem weird? But yeah, those 2 guys that were allowed to surpass 100,000 just are the very worst, most embarrassing decoders, and they can't possibly be serious human beings. And I'm pretty sure that's where the term co-opted comes from, you know, so that when people now find Gematria, they find those 2 and they think, oh, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. If I came across either of their channels and saw a video, I'd be like, whoa, I can't believe these people have 100,000. Who believes this stupid shit? That's exactly what I'd think. If I didn't know any better and just saw it was introduced to them, I'd be like, oh, wow, I thought flat earth was bad. Oh, man. This is the new worst. And don't forget, when that QAnon psyop came around, they were about Trump, flat earth, and Gematria. And I was like, oh, shit. They are trying to wreck my work. For everyone who doesn't know, nobody did this before I came along. You know, 2013, we changed the game. Shout out to Quentin who chipped in $1 on Cash App. I appreciate that. We've now made almost $10 for the stream. We're about back to those 2,000 minimum wage rates here for another one. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'll be on here doing gematria decodes, painting my nails. Not really. No. I mean, I might create Gematria, though, as a spoof. I might create Gematria. I might, you know, advocate that Gematria is the most important thing if you're a LGBTQTer, you know. It might just work. Thank you again, Carl. Appreciate that, Carl. Charm One's around. She's just in the background. She's still posting on Twitter. So she's still around. She's here. Stephen Shields. Why do you keep cash apping me requesting $33? Again, I let you hang around, but you're definitely a weirdo. Like, you were always flirting with Sebastian when he was 16 years old, like a creepy gay pedophile. So the only reason I leave you around is because sometimes you leave a helpful comment. But cash apping requesting 33 when your screen name it's always 33 and you don't donate shit, I might just have to get rid of you again. So All right. Yeah, let's just get rid of this guy. He is a creepy weirdo. I blocked him in the past, but then he came back as it's 33. But these days, just constantly spamming, requesting $33. It's like, okay, creepy weirdo, pedophile, abusing my Cash App, not sending shit. No, I don't give you money, dumbass. You're not doing the work. You're trying to pick up on 16-year-olds. Adios. All right. He just requested another 33. Loser. Um, all right, yeah. Here, if anybody else has anything else to add to this, again, just long story short, if you missed the decode, rewind and watch. But this arrest comes on the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's death, and the man who was murdered, his last name is Robinson. And just to go back, what we're here real quick, there's a lot here, but the day that he was murdered was August 19th, and the Dodgers beat the Florida team. He's now arrested in Florida. They beat him 2-1. Jackie salute. Marlins stayed on 52 wins. The arrest comes on the 52nd death anniversary of Jackie as the Rams make the Vikings 5-2. Again, there's a lot more to it, but the Marlins also picked up their 67th loss that night. Like his name's 67, like blood sacrifice, like human sacrifice, like a pattern we talked about 5,000 times. And now Jonathan's out there. He's like, shit, I got to write another page for 38 special. The arrest of Lil Durk in Florida. And this is why it can be hard to finish your gematria work when there's just always new big stories each day that make you feel like it's just like my first book that I eventually finished. Like it ended up being an 800-page book. I was thinking it was gonna be like a 200-page book, but then shit just kept out. I was like, I gotta do another page. And I was like, I just gotta put this book out there. So the Pope Conclave. I'll check it out. I'll check. I mean, I'm supposed to be doing other work right now, but and see that I mean that's the other thing too, you guys. My real purpose is to wake people up to the news and how it's mass mind control and deception and always steering us to do the wrong things, whether it's get a experimental pokey doke, put a slave muzzle on, vote in another rig selection for two unjust candidates, buy this crap product, believe this story, get caught up in this race-based drama or whatever it is for the day, this battle of the sexes drama. That's all this media is. And so many people are so invested in it. My work is about trying to pull people out of that and get them to rebel against this and shut down this corrupt system. But that's the other thing that I so often debate with. I'm like, the only real financial support for the most point for this work is doing sports work. And when I put more time into the sports work, I do even better. So there, some days I'm just like, because that's what I would be doing right now is working on the sports games for today, which is what pays the bills and brings in resources that gives this movement any hope. Nobody gives a shit about me decoding the news, seemingly. Yet, I still do think it's the most important thing to do. I didn't start this work to become a sports decoder and help people make money. That wasn't the original purpose, but I realized that's where the value was perceived from people who come across the work. And that's undeniable. So I got all these dumbass trolls that know exactly what they're doing, trying to attack the sports work by just cherry picking when we're wrong about things, and then using clips of things that we addressed 6 years ago, to try and create this mirage that everything I'm doing is bad and I'm not following through. It's like, no, who's not following through is humanity. I shouldn't even have to be saying like where's the support at. It should just be flowing in. Again, if a guy can get on here and say jack shit, just be a you know a G-rated YouTube stripper. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll hit the gym again and become a stripper. My sister used to always say that that'd be a good thing for me to do in the future. She's like, you'd make a good stripper. My sister, I just think about my sister now. She thinks it's so horrible what I'm doing now, but she's the same one that told me that. And the reason why is because she liked, when she had birthday parties and things, she liked to hire the male strippers. I mean, people are crazy, man. It's like, my sister used to tell me I should be a male stripper and then thinks that's horrible what I'm doing now. What kind of world is this? Come on, man. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being a stripper, honestly. I'm not. But, like, to me, like, Like, well, what's a better thing to be? A truth seeker and truth speaker, or a male stripper? I mean, apparently in my sister's world, we know what the answer is. So, yeah, I'm about to start shaking it. Just wait for Gematria. Gematria on OnlyFans. Hit the gym first. Got to get back in shape. All right. All right. Hold on. Did I drop the link? Who's got something else to add here? Who knows something about Lil Durk? The Islam piece. What I'll go back and add that to my post. All right, I'm dropping the link for anybody who wants to join the stream. I'll put the phone number up here too. I'm not going to go for more than 26 more minutes. I got to cut this off at 11 Pacific. I'm out here on the West Coast. I got shit to do. But if you got more information on Lil Durk that's going to actually add to this thing, links in the chat. Call-in numbers about to go on the screen. All right. Almost Healed. Album. Almost. I'm guessing this is Lil Durk. It is. Almost Healed. Bleeding Out the Eye. It reminds me of the whole Kanye West Through the Wire thing. And of course, he was a Chicago rapper too, wasn't he? He's got 21 Savage on there. I remember when 21 Savage and Drake did that song, and what was his name? He also had like Drake in his name. The rapper died, stabbed to death shortly after that song came out. I remember when they arrested 21 Savage in Atlanta right before the Atlanta Super Bowl. This album came out May 26, 2023. I didn't even look at Lil Durk's discography. I'm sure that's another part of it. I normally look at the discography, but I was like, the main ritual here is the Jackie Robinson salute. We got Unknown. Is it going to be a troll or is it going to be a caller? Unknown. We're going to switch over. They took too long. I know they're setting up some troll little thing. What's up, 407?
Yeah, what's up, Zach? Did you go? I was really in and out of the stream because I had a work meeting, but did you go over his upcoming album, Lil Durk? It's called Deep Thoughts.
It's coming out, huh?
Yeah, on the 22nd.
Your call's broken up. Deep Sauce? Deep Thoughts.
Yeah, Deep Thoughts equals 58, like the guy who died.
And it's on the anniversary of the JFK assassination, too.
Yeah.
It'll be the 63 to 2024, 61st anniversary. Deep Thoughts. Deep Thoughts. 50 like Jack Robinson, 58 like the lesser date numerology, like the man who's murdered was I think the man who was murdered, his name's also 176 as well, if I remember right. I didn't put that in my thing, but I'm pretty sure his name's also 176.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think when the news came out that he was arrested, that was his first post on his Instagram story, was his new album being released coming up. Deep Thoughts.
Okay, I miss. It's not the man who was murdered. It's his cousin's birth name, Quando Rondo's name. Hold on. Quando Rondo. His name. Taquian Bowman. Yeah, so Deep Thoughts is a lot like his name. 58, 176. Yeah, that's interesting. And it was 29. So the arrest is 29 days before the album comes out. Black is 29, and Quando Rondo was 29 years old when the murder happened too.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we know about Lil Durk. Like, this is not the first time he's covered it. There's just a long list of bodies that follow this guy, whether it's his family, his friends, and I don't know. We know all of this, as part of ritual. It's he's connected to King Von as well. Supposedly he's highly affiliated with King Von. So there's people that have been dying that are connected to the death of King Von, and I'm pretty sure Lil Durk is part of it. All of them. So it's not surprising that this happened to him, but it's just like it's kind of overdue because everyone knows.
Yeah, and it just goes to show who's protecting these people from these crimes until their number's up. It's just like the Diddy thing. So,
right.
I see the news broke of his brother's killing on June 7th, 6/7, and I mean, just like how that number always comes up in these stories. Again, we're talking about how the day of the killing, Dodgers beat the Marlins, and they picked up their 67th loss, and the man who was killed's name equals 67. Over and over.
But yeah, I just wanted to add in his upcoming album, and we know there's always going to be more to find. I'm sure Jonathan probably has some other historic information that connects to this as well. So I'll be waiting for his input when he sees this video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zach, thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Thank you. That was back in 2021. Okay. Lil Durk's producer dad, Turn Me Up Josh, also in 2021. He's wearing a Dodgers jersey in that. Look at that, man. When he died, they had to put out an image in a Dodgers jersey. That's why when you go back and you look at the piece of the public, you're like, man, it's been building up to this moment. This has been going on. You can't see whose jersey it was, though, but Dodgers. So this was exactly 32 weeks after his birthday, and now he's going down at age 32. And remember, 32 is not an arbitrary number. 32 is a special number. America's 32, Scottish is 32, 32 sun rays on the Jesuit Orders logo. The Dodgers broke the drought against the Rays, the 32-year drought, like 32 sun rays on the Jesuit Orders logo. Again, America was founded on 7/4/1776, a date with 32 numerology. It's the middle degree of the Scottish Rite. Scottish Rite is 78, like Jesuit, like the arrest was on 78 date numerology. Again, Jesuits wrote the rites of the Scottish Rite. The Society of Jesus, that's the formal title of the Jesuits. Isn't that interesting? Just going back and looking at this, being like, okay, now it's him at 32. What are the odds? Arkansas?
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
All right. So I just want to say, when you were showing Lil Durk's name earlier, his new Islam name or whatever, in reverse, it was 300, and that's the group he's been associated with since about 2011. You can look up the group 300.
Lil Durk's group's name is 300?
Yes, look it up.
Okay, and his full name, Durk. Wait, hold up. Wait, it was Jackie Robinson's full name that was 300. It was Jackie Robinson's full name, right?
It was Durk's new Muslim name.
Oh, his new Muslim name. That's what it was. Okay. Sorry, we covered so many things. I'm trying to keep it all straight. All right. So,
sorry about that.
No, all right. And so Durk's got a group called 300.
Yes. Chief Keef and a bunch of other famous rappers have been a part of it. It was a set of a gang in Chicago.
I see. 300 Black Disciples set. Okay.
I just wanted to call in and let you know about that because I noticed that earlier and I typed in the chat, but it kind of got lost.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care, man. And it just goes to show you guys, they're not creating these names. The industry is creating these names for them. I mean, same damn thing. A Muslim name that equals 42. I mean, we've seen it before. We've seen it before. And I mean, seriously, arrested on the 54th day of using that name as the NFL home teams become 54 and 54 days before the Pope's birthday, and a tribute to the World Series baseball, the game of 54 outs. Jackie Robinson death anniversary. The man killed. His last name is Robinson. 847.
What's going on, Zach? This is the 847 that usually calls in for your sports stream.
I know your voice. Yeah, of course.
It's fun. Yeah. So I just wanted to add to your, being out here from around Chicago, it's so crazy, all this stuff, because, I grew up listening to Durk, and, it's just this whole industry, the way they label these people now that come with this now is just so insane to me. But what I wanted to point out for Durk, I just got to pull this up. I just had this. Not bad. All right, so from King Von's death to today, the day the news broke, is exactly 207 weeks. And Lil Durk's full name equals 207 in the most simple.
What was it again that's 207 weeks?
From King Von's death.
And that one we predicted. We called King Von's death how it was going to be synced with the Lakers championship because the album he put out during that season. Now 207, that number is the name of the Jesuit priest who wrote Art of War. For people to think it's like, I thought Sun Tzu wrote Art of War. There's no proof of Sun Tzu ever existed. That's Art of War is known because of the Jesuit priest Father Amiyah. His name is 207. And again, I mean, all of this stuff is Art of War. That's what you have to understand. If you have not read Art of War, you need to read that book. These tactics are using rappers to influence negative behavior in society so they can lock you up in cages and make money off of you and make you a slave. That's Art of War. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, so talking about King Von, well, King equals 207 in reverse satanic as well.
King Von does?
No, King, just King itself.
Okay, that's interesting.
207 kind of looks like it's similar to 27, race, ritual, and Durk equals 27. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But yeah. I wanted to just add those notes on Durk real quick.
You know what else? You know what else stands out about his name, having it up there? What number stands out about his name in light of the whole baseball thing?
Lil Durk. What is it? Full name or government name, or just like Lil Durk?
Look at the 63, just like Major League Baseball.
Oh yeah. And that's what just reminded me. And that's the next part is that this Major League Baseball 63. Venezuela, he died at 63 years old, right?
Exactly. Fernando Valenzuela just died at 63. Yep.
And today is 63 days after Kobe Bryant's birthday.
Wild. And again, the season began with the death of the Padres owner at 63, the day of the managers meeting. Padres and Dodgers, Steve Garvey's team, the season began on the 63rd day of his age. The Mets just got knocked off in their 63rd season. Yada, yada, yada.
And the dude that Von and OTF, his crew, whatever you want to call him, the dude that they was Quando Rondo's cousin, right? The dude that they did the murder for hire for, but that took place in LA as well. So
yeah,
that's kind of interesting. But yeah. Just this Muslim name equals 42 and all the Jackie Robinson stuff.
And again, arrested on his 54th day of the new name when Islam equals 54, like terrorism, like Osama killed on the 54th day being 54, and the arrest 54 days before the Pope's birthday. I mean, like, where
right.
All of you guys coming out here saying it's the small caps that run the world. How come nobody else is accurately forecasting like us? And where are your facts? The calendar's named after the Pope. The language comes from the Catholic Church. All this shit synced up every day with them. I mean, the NFL just became 54 and 54 for home teams. 54 days before the Pope's birthday. Kobe Bean Bryant, 54. They put out the statue of him, the first one of him, on the 54th day of the Pope's age after he died the Sunday before Super Bowl 54. As Mahomes wins Super Bowl 58, the 54th of the modern era, and the latest Joe Montana tribute when he wore 19 for the Chiefs. Remember how 19 last year's game was? First team to go back-to-back in 19 years. Goes to overtime 19-19. Well, Cole Hardman catches the game winner for his 19th. Joe was 67 years old last year, the 19th prime. I mean, come on. Chiefs beat Niners in Super Bowl 54 in the 2019 season. I mean, come on. Joe Montana 54 like New Orleans. Come on.
Exactly. I mean, it's just pretty undeniable. All the 54s. And my last thought was maybe look into a Fred Hampton here. Maybe they're selling
Jay-Z. Jay-Z was born the day Fred Hampton died, and Jay-Z's at the tail end of being 54 right now.
Yeah, well, I was thinking with the reason I was also thinking with Durk is because
hold on. Don't lose your thought, but just since you brought it up, he did die, or this arrest does come a span of 42 days to Fred Hampton's death. It's 41 days prior, or a span of 42 days to December 4th. So.
Okay, then yeah, so there definitely was something with him. But because I was also thinking about Fred Hampton, because kind of talking about sports, did you see, so Andy Dalton was in a car accident, so Bryce Young is coming back to the Panthers.
And again, that's bullshit. But again, we predicted that Bryce Young would become 2-16 because the Black Panther movie came out in 2-16. Exactly what he did, and then they benched his ass. It's nothing but scripts, man.
Well, is there something with the 2-17, the Black Panthers as well?
Yeah, Huey P. Newton was born on February 17th.
Right. So, because I was also thinking about Fred Hampton, because they announced Bryce Young coming back, he could fall to 2-17, and now you have this Durk stuff synced with Fred Hampton. So that's kind of why my mind went to Fred Hampton there.
Yeah, it is all related.
Yeah,
it's all related. And Fred Hampton was killed by the feds, and just coincidentally, Jay-Z, the most overrated rapper of all time, was born on that day. So.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm gonna call back for the sports today. I like the Dodgers today, and I'll call back later. Why? Call for that stream.
I already know why, but okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you know, but I got some other reasons I want to put out there, but I'll wait for the sports stream for that.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, yeah.
What's up, 267?
Hey, Zach and Sean from Philly. I just wanted to point out, any actors that the Dodgers and Yankees are playing on Friday, it's 9 numerology. 9 is like the alpha and omega, because Mondays and Fridays are 9, and 8 is a strong number on 35 Thursdays. So there's a 53. Can you explain how 9 is for Mondays and Fridays? So I know
I know what you're trying to. So this is what he's trying to say, you guys. He's saying the gematria of Friday and Monday have numbers that all break down to 9. See, Monday and Friday are 72 and 63. 7 plus 2 is 9. 6 plus 3 is 9. All these numbers break down to 9. If you're saying, how does 99 break down to 9? 9 plus 9 is 18. What's 18? 1 plus 8 is 9. All these numbers break down to 9 up here.
Right. So is 8 the stronger number, or 9 is the stronger number?
In what? In what? Baseball? Baseball's all about 9.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It ain't an accident that everything is being played today on Friday, which is 9, and that is baseball. And Dodgers have 9 in numerology, so I just wanted to point that out. Yeah.
All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you. You guys see that 63 on Friday? Go back and look at that Friday game down in Sao Paulo, which ESPN was calling the Sao Paulo Antonio Bowl when he's from Philly. Philly won it, 63 points in the game. We were 1 point off on being the exact score. We had the one team right. We had the Packers to lose with 29. I thought it was going to be 33-29. Should have thought about the 63 on Friday because it was 34-29. What's up, 202?
Yeah, what it do, brother? How you, man?
I'm doing all right. What's up, man?
I'm about to say, man, I'm just noticing, they're from Chicago, right? But you peep how he got the Florida native hairstyle. He got the wicks in it. You feel what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. So tell me more about it.
I'm just saying, in Florida, that's really like a native Florida thing. Like Kodak and all them, they got they dreads like wicks.
Okay.
You feel me? But that's not really a Chicago thing to my knowledge, but.
So you're saying that fits the ritual of him being arrested in Florida, having the hairstyle that goes there. So great observation.
Yeah, he already got his head blonde, so that's another red flag. So,
So can you do you know more about the history of why that is the hairstyle down there? Because I don't know these things.
I don't really know. I just know that, Kodak and the ones they call Zoes down there, zombies of the earth. You feel me? That's just the hairstyle they wear. But I'm going to say like this, right? Even though I've been watching you for a minute, man, I got high respect for you, feel me? Just so, all the work for one, and for two, you telling the truth, you feel me? And I'm in line with that. But, and I said it the other day, and I was in explaining, I'm like, man, a lot of this shit won't hit people until they hit them, like, real close to home or some shit happen to somebody they know, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to tell you like this, right? I grew up with somebody that now is in the NFL. This nigga done been in my house as a youngin'. We grew up together. He is in the NFL, right?
I'm listening.
They played a big ritual this year, and you already know where I'm from based off of my number, probably. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so boom. One of my other homies, I met him probably when I was like 14, 15 through another one of my homies. We all played football together, whatever. So Slim, one of my friends, real life, was in that car that Kyrie was in. You hear me? That they died and got in an accident in.
Yeah, Kyrie Jackson. Didn't even get a play in the NFL.
The female that hit them, brother, on everything I love, but I used to be in her house and all that, but I know that girl personally, but I know who hit or supposedly had hit the car and all that, but like, that's how close I am to that situation. But all this shit be so crazy, but like, I really need your channel to go up so at least people, and you made a video about that. You and Ken Folk made a video about the jump, about that Kyrie situation, but I like, if they can't see that, at least the people where I'm from, but they can't take heed to that or see that, see how that shit is playing out, but they lost totally, you feel me? Ain't no recovering them, but you feel me? I'm trying to get your shit. It's a couple people you need to tap in with, or at least try to, get little interviews, shout outs on their platforms where other people can hear this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because, man, that shit just blew my whole mind when that shit happened. No fun.
Absolutely. And just to remind people, Kyrie Jackson died on July 6th. You can write that date 7/6. It's got the slave code, like Black History Month recognized in 76. Or you can write that date 6/7, like blood sacrifice, like human sacrifice. We're talking about the same things with this murder ritual and now the arrest on Jackie Robinson's anniversary of his death. It always come back to these same numbers with this gang of killers that operate this way.
Hey, brother, listen, I'm going to tell you like this. I grew up Catholic. No fun. And also, just for another 76, jail also equals 76. Just
jail.
Type of little words and shit like that.
Yeah, good observation. Yeah. And look at that. It equals 76 and 14, just like slave. You know what? Actually, look at that. Look at that. It's the exact same. It's funny. I never observed that until just now. I'm glad you saw it. It's the exact same as slave in 3 out of the 4 ciphers. And that's where you are the closest to being a historical slave in terms of what you have to think about. And when you're in prison behind bars and they're paying you pennies an hour to do corporate jobs.
That's a sitting slave ship, son. All jails are sitting slave ships.
Yeah, again, you guys, I can't believe that I didn't observe that for all these years, because I've always made that point, and then there it is in the gematria, just point blank, period. And again, that's the sick joke about having Obama announce that he's running for president on the 31st anniversary of Black History Month being recognized on February 10th, 76, because February 10th, 10/2, Slavery 102. So... yeah, great call and great observation. I'll never forget about jail and slave, and I can't believe I've been here for 11 years and didn't notice that.
Real life, exactly. Telling you, Slim, top in with me, Slim. But look, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. Just all me thinking, you feel me, having my mind, and this is all. Wanted is one of my favorite movies ever, with Angelina Jolie in the zone, all that. Like, I love Wanted, right? And this is like real life Wanted, but real life. So, Phil Green, right? Phil Green got his number retired and all that. I'm a Redskins fan, whatever. So I'm like, man, his number 28. Ben Simmons number 82. It's plus 1,200 for him to get anytime touchdown score. It's going to be his first time scoring. I'm like, he due for one. I bet that shit ain't came up.
Boom.
Everything.
Boom. Yeah, well done. Well done.
Man. Keep up the good work, man. Please top that with me. Yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, man.
All right. Appreciate the call. Great call. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
See, and what he's saying is he don't want to put out too much because he's too close to it, but he's connected to this person who's dead, and then he knows the girl who hit him, which shows you it's all kind of a very close thing, and that's why these stories are always so perfect, and people do crazy things for money, and if they're blackmailed, and you don't know everything else going on behind the scenes, but you see how they're making it work. What's up, 313?
How you doing? I was calling to piggyback off what dude said about the Florida lock.
Yes.
That lock style is popular in Florida because of the Seminole tribe.
That's what I started thinking of, is just the Florida State Seminoles. That was in my mind. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, if you look at Seminoles of Florida and you scroll down, they don't got like real pictures of what the tribe really looked like. But if you scroll down to where you see pictures of some locks kind of standing up, kind of looking like a tree a little bit, and you click on it and you look at all the related photos, they show you more pictures of the tribe and what their hair looked like at the time.
You can see this dude right here at the Florida State game. They got him hair in some kind of braids. So.
All right, scroll down a little bit.
This right here?
Click that person right there.
Yeah, that's who you're talking about. Yeah, I see that.
Mm-hmm. And look at all the related photos. And if you look at Kodak, that's what his locks look like. It's a tribal thing. Jay-Z too. His locks look like that now too.
Interesting.
And Cam Newton.
Yeah, I noticed that with Cam Newton.
But yeah, I was just piggybacking off of that. I did have a question though.
Yeah.
You brought up Kanye earlier.
Uh-huh.
I did peep they doing this Mandela thing where they saying he from Atlanta now. Just wondering, as far as future decodes, do we ride with Chicago?
He's always been from Atlanta, right? But I mean, he claims Chicago as a city. We've looked at that in the past.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's new. That's new to me.
Yeah, his birthplace, as far as I know, has always been Atlanta, but obviously he's associated with Chicago through hip hop music.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right. Peace.
See. All right. King Richard TV said murder for hire equals Jack Robinson. Indeed, we covered that earlier in the stream. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1,000,000%. Candy Tovanor, if I said that right, said thank you for all the work. You're very welcome. I appreciate your generosity. Smeed 20 chipped in 2. Jaden tipped in 2. Thank you guys times 2. Carl chipped in 2 British pounds. Those go even further than US dollars. Thanks, Carl. Jaden chipped in another 2. What's your opinion on Jordan Maxwell? RIP to Jordan Maxwell. He's one of those people. He's one of those pioneers putting out really interesting information. Got a lot of people to think about currency and water and pirates and who's running the system and the whole thing with Lincoln and Kennedy. All that stuff inspired me. The one thing I'm disappointed in is he never responded to my request to do an interview, but I saw him do it with a lot of other people. I thought, why wouldn't he collaborate with me? I did hear Jordan Maxwell say he wasn't going to talk about certain things because he'd be killed. So I think maybe I was talking about things that Jordan Maxwell had said he would not cover. What's up, 216?
Hey, Zach, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hey, I'm a little bit off a topic, but I don't know if you follow bodybuilding.
I don't know what that is.
Well, the Mr. Olympia just happened a few weeks ago. It was the 60th Mr. Olympia Championship, and a gentleman by the name of Samson Dauda, he's a black guy.
Right.
He won the 60th, and we know what that number connects to, when it comes to, melanated people, the number 60. But what was interesting to me is what his name sums to in gematria. There's been a lot of 60 rituals going on, but when you put his name into the gematrianator, Samson Dowda, his name subs to 68 and 185, just like Donald J. Trump or Donald John Trump.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to have to look that one up too.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I had, man. I just wanted to break that one down to you. I thought that was pretty interesting. Actually, when I knew that it was the 60th, Mr. Olympia, I knew that, a melanated person was going to end up winning. I knew a black guy was going to win. And everybody kind of assumed it would be Samson Dowda because, he's been in the bodybuilding community for years. But he's never won, though. But he just so happened he won the 60th. And his name in Gematria has, the same Gematria as Trump. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
All right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Oh, one more thing, Zach, before you let me go. One more thing.
Yeah.
Remember that this is the 79th NBA season. Last year it was the 78th, and we was all over that 106 because the 78 composite number is 106. This year is all about 108 because it's that composite number 108. So keep an eye on 108.
79 is not a composite number. It's a prime number. 79 is the 22nd prime number, so it can't be composite.
No. I mean the 79th composite number is 100.
Oh, the 79th composite number is 100. Oh, yeah, good thinking. Okay, interesting.
Composite number is 108. So we get 108 all throughout the NBA.
I see. Interesting.
Yeah, that's all I got, though, man. Thanks for picking up on call.
All right, appreciate it. I didn't realize this had happened. So the brother of Sharif Abdur-Rahim died. Sharif used to be a real smooth NBA player, college basketball player too. Look, he's dead 7 months and 6 days after his birthday. Do I need to explain 76 again? Jack Robinson, 76, dead on Jackie's anniversary. And then another Muslim connection, right? He dead at 43 while you got this ritual going on with Lil Durk, who just changed his name to the Muslim name. Florida. He's dead in Florida. Where's Sharif at? Sharif's born in 76. I mean, come on, man. Hold up. It's sad that none of these celebrities will speak out on this. All right, so that means his brother died on the 319th day of his age. Remember, Prince had that song 319 and died 319 days after his birthday in satanic gematria. Killing is 319. So is Masonic. So is Lucifer. They're all 319. And if you didn't count the spam, he's dead 48 days before his brother's birthday. And his brother is 48. And 48's no slouch of a number either. Freemasons got that 48. 48 laws of power. Illuminati's got that 48. All right, hold up. He's going to turn 48. He died 48 days before his brother's 48th birthday. They were born in Marietta, Georgia. Weird stuff happens in that town. That girl's buried there. That big case about the missing girl forever. And then they said the parents said it. Well, I can't think of the girl's name. She's buried in Marietta. That loud music killing that was big news around the time of Michael Brown was Marietta. Let me see. I remember Marietta has that 33 connection. The divisors of 33 or 48. And again, just, the whole Islam thing, 54 days before the Pope's birthday, too. And Sharif Abdur-Rahim, I forget what his name was. It wasn't always Sharif Abdur-Rahim. He changed his name. Unless I'm tripping. I thought it was him who changed his name. I might be confusing him with the other. There was around the same time, there was a player who changed his name to a Muslim. Maybe it wasn't Sharif. I remember, though, I did like watching Sharif play when I was younger. His game was smooth. I like basketball players that play real smooth. Yeah, I know these things aren't arbitrary. Same day, same Islam connection. I'm sure there's a lot more to it. $863 Kane, thank you. Appreciate that. Salute to you too. Mustafa, yeah, trust me, we decoded the name. He's dead on his 54th day of having the name, 54 days from the Pope's birthday, as the NFL becomes 54 and 54 in terms of home team records. Lil Durk's 42, just like the new Muslim name too. That I overlooked that. I didn't decode Lil Durk. Oh snap! I'm not seeing the Lil Durk. Oh, if you use the rule with K, I see you're doing. If you do the master numerology of K, it's +9 more. Lil Durk's 48 though, so think about that, because he changed his name to Islam, and then the day he's arrested in Florida, you got a death in Florida. 48 days from a former NBA star with a Muslim name. 48 days before his 48th birthday. I don't know the Quran and the verses in that like I do the Bible. I bet you there's some 48 connection in the Quran I don't know. Probably some Surat. Yeah, I have to research it. But that's not an accident. That's not an accident right there. And remember, you guys, it's the Jesuits, right? The Jesuits created the Illuminati. Jesuit Adam Weishaupt created the Illuminati, May 1st, 1776. If I can spell it right. Illuminati. Italian word, like the church is Italian. And all this stuff on the eve of the 120th World Series. All right, I went overtime, though. I said I'd wrap this thing up by 11 Pacific. It's 10 minutes beyond that. All right. Thank you again to everyone who hit the like and the share. Thank you to everyone who shares and supports the work. If you guys want to become regular contributors, this thing constantly built until I went on that cross-country road trip and worked my ass off more than I ever had before. And then instantly subscriptions were cut in half, which I have trouble believing the people who support me fell off like that for doing that. I think it was more about big tech punishing the Patreon. But hey, if we can ever get people back and get the number back up, I wish we were rolling right now so I could just hire a bunch of people on the screen. King Richard TV would be another great hire. It would be dope if we had, imagine that we had the resources to have the studio. We got like an apartment complex down there. We all live close. We're community. We work together. We put out really good information together. Stuff like that has to happen to change the world. You got to get the right group of people connected. And you can do things over the internet and stuff, but I like it more in the flesh. I like being in the same room with the people I'm working with. And yeah, again, that's part of this digital age. They do want us separated and interacting through computers. That there is a level of human interaction this way, but it's not the same as being in the room with somebody. That's the difference between this age and the age I grew up in. There was no Facebook and online and social media. Internet didn't even really start to become a thing until I was about in middle school. People were starting to get AOL when I was in high school. And now it's like, now kids, instead of hanging out after school, they go home and do social media and interact that way. And I see it because, like, where Sweet Lady works, I see like this generation of people in their early 20s, how they don't know how to get along, and they have all these little conflicts in the workplace, like worse than ever. And it's like, yeah, it's because they grew up not interacting with each other. They grew up behind computer screens. So, but everything's got a positive side too. This type of platform does give you the possibility to interact with the world. You couldn't do that before either. Then again, the censorship and algorithms make sure nobody finds you. So anyway. All right, we're going to leave it there, Truth Seeker. Again, thanks everyone who hits the like and the share. You want to check out that Patreon, support the work. We need more supporters. I'm looking at people in the community who are hurting right now. It's tough times. More and more people are hurting, but it'd be nice to throw some lifelines to people who are very deserving. So, again, I still have the ambition to make Gematria Effect News a real thing. And by the way, here, I will tell you guys something that I've had now for a year. It's about a year since we got it. We do have a commercial property. I had to collaborate with my dad, and he had to pull a bunch of money out of his savings, and we are making payments on it, which is expensive as hell. And the one thing I didn't calculate when we got the commercial property is how much insurance cost for a commercial building right now. It's like, holy shit, how much it costs. And the thing is, the building we got, which could be suitable for what we want to do, it does have renters in there, so it's not vacant. But right now, even though we have money down on it and making the payment, the expenses, the insurance, I haven't changed things since how the old landlord had it. Like, I'm still paying all their utility bills. I lose a little bit of money each month right now with the property. But eventually, when the thing's paid off and if insurance rates ever settle down, again, but the thing is, like right now, I couldn't afford to take the tenant out of there and put GematriaEffectNews in. I wouldn't be able to afford the bill each month. So again, like I said, we are working towards goals. And I said a long time ago, I wanted to get a property. Well, shit's expensive as hell since I said that. So those things are happening, but we still need way more resources to be able to afford employees. And for where we'd want to put in the studio, like the thing needs some fixing up too. So, yeah, things are being accomplished as long as they don't pull out the plug on us and send us into the Amazon movie Fallout 2025. We probably will eventually reach the goals that I have planned, but it's still a ways off. There is not enough support for this work, and there should be way more support. So again, you want to help us out. You want to help me pay off that building, and so I can afford to put employees in there and turn it into GematriaEffectNews studio. And again, for people who want to do it, you're going to have to be willing to relocate to where I am in Washington State. But I'll tell you what, I'm not in the worst place in the world. You know, there's a lot of agriculture around here. There's rivers. It's not super populated. It's not the worst place to be in case they did pull the plug on us. So if you don't like cold winters, that's the downside. But you can always wear warm clothes like me. Always sporting the same $30 JT Maxx hoodie in the winter to stay warm. So anyway, yeah, that is the ongoing progress, one day at a time. But again, if I turn this into Gematria and I can do as well as that Sean guy who's just bullshitting, man, we'll have the whole thing paid off in no time. So Gematria might really have to happen. Gematria. All right, we'll leave it there for now, True Seeker. And until next time.